Good morning and welcome to Coffee with Bob. This Sunday we'll be looking at the musical Beauty and the Beast as part of our St. Luke's on Broadway sermon series. Now, I confess I've never seen the musical. I've seen the live action movie that came out a few years back. I've seen it a couple times, but I've seen the animated movie more times than I can count. It was one of Hannah's favorite movies growing up, and I loved it because the central character, Belle, was a great role model. She was smart, she loved to read, she loved her father, and she didn't need somebody to rescue her. She was somebody, a strong female who could look after herself. And I loved the movie myself. So I was doing some research for this musical and coming up this sermon series, and I discovered that in the animated movie, the voice of Philippe the horse was done by Hal Smith. Now, first of all, Philippe the horse didn't speak. He wasn't a magical horse, not like the donkey in Shrek. I can't remember that Philippe kind of doing anything, but if I recall, when Maurice, Belle's father, gets captured by the beast and is held at the beast's castle, Philippe runs back to the village to Belle, and Belle asks, "What's wrong, Philippe?" And I think probably maybe there was a concerned whinny or neigh, just a few places, because Philippe wasn't in very many scenes. And so there were only a few spots where Philippe had any voice in the movie. But he was voiced by Hal Smith. Hal Smith may not be a familiar name to you, but you might recognize him because he was in the television series The Andy Griffith Show. He played the role of Otis, and Otis was always getting into trouble because he was kind of the town drunk. Years later, when the television studio realized that having a friendly drunk might send some different messages about drinking and alcoholism, and so later on, in kind of a reprisal of the series, Otis came back and he was sober and he became the town's ice cream truck driver. In real life, Otis would later do commercials, public service announcements for MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving, as his commitment, because he didn't drink in real life, his way of giving back to say that alcoholism isn't funny. It is something that needs to be treated. But Hal Smith was also an accomplished voice actor. He would have bit parts in television shows and movies, but he was prolific as a voice actor. He would be in over 50 movies in 45 years, and in that same time frame, be in television shows and cartoons and commercials. He was in high demand because he was so gifted as a voice actor. Now, I'm impressed that Walt Disney, when they were making the movie Beauty and the Beast, decided that they needed someone who could put some emotion into Philippe's neighs and whinnies. And they didn't just leave it to chance. They called up one of the best known voice actors. But I also am impressed by Hal Smith, who did these bit parts in many different movies over the years. He did them so well that Walt Disney would say, well, we can't trust Philippe's voice to just anyone. we need to call Hal Smith. Even for just a few places in the movie, it was that important, and we want the best. Sometimes in life, we want recognition for what we do. And sometimes we get hurt feelings if our role in a project isn't recognized as much as someone else's role. And yet, if we all work together, wonderful things can be accomplished. I want to read to you a very famous passage from 1 Corinthians. If the foot should say, "Because I am not a hand, I do not belong to the body," that would not make it any less a part of the body. And if the ear should say, "Because I'm not an eye, I do not belong to the body," that would not make it any less a part of the body. If the whole body were an eye, where would be the hearing? If the whole body were an ear, where would be the sense of smell? But as it is, God arranged the organs in the body, each one of them, as He chose. If all were a single organ, where would the body be? Each one of us is a part of the body of Christ. And there will be times that our role is more recognized and seems to be more significant, and many other times when our work isn't recognized. And we may think that means it's not significant, but that's not the case. We are all part of the body, and working together, each one of us has a part to transform this world, to share God's love and bring hope to all. And so whether you have a big role in a big movie, or you have a small part in an animated show, do it to the best of your ability. Now, most of us aren't in the movies, and so whatever that is for you, whatever you're called to do as part of your vocation, or the way you serve your family, your church, the way you serve God, do it to the best of your ability and trust that as part of the body, your role makes an incredible difference. I hope to see you this Sunday as we look at Beauty and the Beast. I don't think we'll get to hear from Philippe, but we'll hear a great message, we'll hear outstanding music, and we'll get to be together in fellowship. Have a great day.